It was a sunny Saturday morning. Farmer Ibrahim was picking apples in his vast garden, while his 9-year-old triplets, Elif, Emre, and Esma, were joyfully running around him. Ibrahim handed a bright red, juicy apple he had just plucked from a branch to Elif. As Elif took a bite with appetite, she said, "Father, these trees are so generous, aren't they? They give us such sweet gifts every year." Ibrahim smiled, sat down beside his daughter, and took a deep breath. Just then, a delivery courier zoomed past the garden gate. Emra shouted excitedly, "Look, the delivery man is here. Maybe he brought us a package." Hearing this, Ibrahim looked at his children and asked a question. "Children, when a courier brings us a package, who do you thank? The person who delivers it to the door, or the person who actually sent that package to you?" Emra immediately replied, "The sender, of course, father. The courier is just the transporter." Ibrahim pointed to the apple in Esma's hand and continued, "These trees, the soil, the water, and the sun are just like that courier, children. They are only gift-bearing tools. Is an apple tree intelligent enough to calculate the vitamins inside or adjust the flavor? Is the soil conscious enough to produce sugary fruits out of mud? No. They are just officers acting by Allah's command, carrying our sustenance to us." Esma held a thin branch with wonder. Elif looked up at the bright sun in the sky and asked, "What about the sun, father? Is it an officer too?" Ibrahim nodded. "Yes, my daughter. The sun is actually a very powerful and hot mass of fire. If it were left to its own devices, it would scorch us. But because Allah gave it the command to heat and illuminate, that giant sun works like a stove, cooking the sustenance of even a tiny flower in our garden. None of them have minds, yet they all serve us in perfect order." They walked to the cornfield at the other end of the garden. Ibrahim plucked a cob of corn and gave it to Emre. "Look, Emre," he said, "think of a single kernel of corn we planted in the ground. It was a dry, lifeless seed. But from that one grain, Allah created hundreds of kernels. Do you think a corn seed having hundreds of siblings could be the skill of the soil? The soil is just a kitchen counter. The one who cooks and serves the meal is Allah." Esma noticed the huge watermelons on the ground. "Father, these watermelons are so heavy," she said. Ibrahim pointed to the thin, thread-like vine the watermelon was attached to. "Do you see? This tiny vine cannot carry this heavy load on its own, but Allah offers us giant watermelons through that weak string. It is as if Allah is saying to us, 'Do not be deceived by causes. I alone am the creator of these miracles. If you look with material eyes, you only see the vine. But if you look with wisdom, you see Allah's art.'" They walked toward the small stream next to the garden. Elif placed a leaf onto the water. Ibrahim said, "Look, whether it is a paper boat or a giant iron ship on the water, it is not the water's own mind that keeps it from sinking. It is Allah who gives water that power and commands it to lift the ships. If He did not permit it, even the lightest piece of wood would sink to the bottom. What we call nature is actually a mirror of the laws Allah has set." Emre asked his father thoughtfully, "So, father, do fruits not come from the tree, wheat from the field, and water from the clouds?" Ibrahim smiled and stroked Emre's hair. "It appears that way, my son, but they are all veils. Just as the courier does not make the gift inside the package, the soil does not make the fruit. The real owner of the bounty is Allah. Causes are just tools. We must not look at those tools and forget the master artist." Esma hugged her father. "Then we know much better now who we should thank every time we eat or look at something beautiful," she said. Ibrahim said, "Well done, my daughter. We call this shukr, gratitude. While we say Alhamdulillah with our tongues, we testify with our hearts that Allah is the true owner of these blessings. While He sends us so many gifts, He expects us to know Him and love Him." As evening fell, they walked toward the house. Elif, Emre, and Esma now looked at the garden with different eyes. Every tree was like a letter, every fruit a gift.